In Introduction to Essential Oils, we'll learn about the safety of essential oils and how to use them. So you're going to learn about essential oil safety and how easy it is to use essential oils at home. We're going to include 3 things you should never do with essential oils, despite all the advertising. When and why you need to avoid certain essential oils. What an essential oil blend is and how to create one. And 3 really easy and really effective ways that you can use essential oils at home. So, if you don't know me, my name is Jenny. I'm an aromatherapy tutor, a massage tutor, a reflexology tutor, and an anatomy tutor. I've designed multiple courses. I've taught over 150 practicing aromatherapists and hundreds more massage therapists, reflexologists, also Indian head massage therapists. I have worked from multiple holistic centres. I've worked from various different schools and colleges. I opened my own centre in 2012, Essentials Holistic Centre, and in 2018, last year, I started putting together online courses because the demand was getting really big. So, let's go straight in. 3 things you should never do with essential oils. First of all, don't take them by mouth. And I know there's an awful lot out there on Facebook to say, throw a few drops of lemon essential oil in a glass of water and knock it down the hatch, and use tea tree inside your mouth for mouth ulcers, etc. But you can have very unpleasant effects taking essential oils internally. People have been known to die from taking essential oils internally. Now, it's not too scary, but it's just... Plus the fact that if you apply essential oils to your skin, I'm going to show you how in a few minutes, the oils will go into your bloodstream and they'll be carried to whatever organ or part of your body needs them most. So, in short, taking essential oils internally can be unpleasant, can be dangerous, plus it's not the most effective way to use them. Secondly, don't put essential oils too close to the eyes. If you get in the eyes, they can sting. If I'm doing a facial or sinus treatment, I'm working around the eyes, I'll work as far away as I can while still making the treatment effective. And I will make a point of telling the client, now I'm placing these oils on your upper cheekbones or whatever, so be careful for the next while, don't rub your eyes, just to be sure. And thirdly, don't use essential oils undiluted on the skin. Again, you'll see loads of things all over Facebook. Put them on your skin, they're natural, etc., etc. Main reason not to do that is that essential oils, if you use them undiluted on the skin, can cause burning. Secondly, over time, they can cause your skin to become sensitive. You become sensitive to a particular product, but if you become sensitive to an essential oil like lavender, which is really gentle, you become sensitive to all of the natural chemicals in lavender. And that means that you're going to become sensitive to most, if not all, essential oils, as well as a whole range of other natural products. Another point about using essential oils undiluted on the skin is that it's not very cost effective. We're going to be mixing essential oils in a 1 or 2% blend, and it's going to make your essential oil bottle go an awful lot further. So avoid for the skin, it's dangerous and expensive. So now I'm going to just go through a couple of oils that you need to avoid for certain conditions. So epilepsy. This would be if either you have epilepsy or you're working on someone who's epilepsy. Don't use hyssop, sage, rosemary and fennel, because these oils can and have brought on a fit in people who already suffer from epilepsy. If you or anyone you're working on has high blood pressure, don't use hyssop, sage, rosemary or thyme. These oils do raise the blood pressure. So there's not too many, just avoid those oils for those circumstances. Peppermint is not listed in any of the books as possibly raising blood pressure. But I've come across one or two cases myself that makes me kind of wonder. One of my students just loved peppermint, had it in nearly every single blend. Some of the class I had to say to her, okay, look, don't use peppermint, and she nearly had a fit. But she loved it, she used it everywhere, used it in the house, used it in the car all the time. And then one day she wasn't feeling that great, well, over the course of a couple of days, wasn't feeling so good. And she had to go to the hospital to get checked out, and her blood pressure had shot up. And the hospital staff could find no reason why her blood pressure had shot up. But Rhiannon Lewis, who I may have mentioned before is a very well-known aromatherapist, was visiting us, and she asked what oil she was using and told her to stop using peppermint or not use it as much. So peppermint, not definite, but personally I won't use it for someone who's high blood pressure, just in case. With essential oils, we're always erring on the side of caution. It's much better to be 120% safe than risk using something that could have a side effect, especially as it's so completely unnecessary, because you'll always find something else to use instead. Oils are just so versatile. For sensitive skin, don't use basil, black pepper, ginger, lemongrass, mei chang, peppermint, tea tree, citrus oils, spice oils in general, and lemon scented oils in general. So lemon itself is slightly sensitizing. I do have citrus oils listed here as well. It is slightly sensitizing, but the lemon scented oils are an awful lot more severe. So lemon itself contains a very small amount of the chemical that gives the lemon scent, funny enough. But oils like citronella, lemongrass, melissa, anything that smells of lemon, don't use for anyone who has sensitive skin. And for anyone else, if you don't have sensitive skin, I wouldn't use very much of most of these oils. So black pepper, I would only use 1 drop in a blend for someone who doesn't have sensitive skin. Ginger, 1 drop, lemongrass, 1 drop, mei chang, 1 drop. Obviously not all together, so if I'm using one of these oils, I'll only use one at a time if they're going on the skin, and 1 drop. Mei chang, peppermint, tea tree wouldn't be as bad, citrus oils wouldn't be as severe. There's different degrees of sensitizing chemicals in the oils. Spice oils, so any spice oil, cinnamon, clove, you'll probably come across more if you dive in deeper to essential oils. And as I said, any lemon scented oil, just 1 drop per blend in someone who doesn't have sensitive skin, and avoid completely for someone who does have sensitive skin. Pregnancy. Pregnancy is a very big, vast area. I won't have time to go into it now. It is included as a separate lesson on my course. But for pregnancy, there is no known case, as far as I'm aware, of essential oils ever harming an unborn baby. But I do pregnancy massage, and I always want to be 120% certain that nothing I do can possibly cause any harm. And I'll be able to stand over any blend I make and explain why nothing I have used could possibly have caused any harm. Having said that, there is a school of thought out there, even among aromatherapists, because this is the way most aromatherapy training is. It says that you can only use mandarin for a pregnant woman, which to my mind is almost criminal, because there are so many oils that it's safe to use during pregnancy that can help with backache, can help with insomnia, can help with stress, can help with nausea. I'm thinking, oh, don't cut these oils off from pregnant women because they really, really need them. But anyway, there is an awful lot to the pregnancy and essential oils, so I won't have time to cover it for now. In the webinar, I will tell you any oils I'm using which are unsafe to use during pregnancy, so you'll be able to make up the blends on the webinar. Phototoxic oils, what does that mean? It means that they may cause sunburn if they are used less than 48 hours before using a sunbed or going out in bright sunlight. The oils that you would avoid: citrus oils, so orange, mandarin, lemon, lime, tangerine, grapefruit, anything that comes from a citrus fruit. There is an exception. Grapefruit and sweet orange can be used in sunlight or just before sunlight if they're produced by expression, but you have to be sure they're produced by expression. So if it doesn't say it on the bottle, don't use those oils either in bright sunlight. One of the girls on my aromatherapy course was sunny recently, and she used bergamot, which is a citrus oil, as a perfume. And she was in the class and she had two little red lines on her wrist, like little burns. And someone said to her, "What happened to your wrists?" And she said, "Oh, they were burnt." So, "How did they get burnt?" And the girl was obviously embarrassed. She goes, "Well, I was using bergamot as a perfume." And the other girl said, "In sunlight?" Yes, I thought it would be okay because it was just on the wrist. I was saying, oh my God, I was right. Who would have thought? But it's easy enough to do. I mean, you can think it's only a small bit, you know, it's not that sunny, let's take a chance. But I was saying, look, girls, that is just shows you how important it is to be careful using the essential oils. So she could have used perfume or bergamot in a perfume if she wasn't going to expose that area of her skin to the sun, or she could have used something else. You know, there's always an alternative. So let's do a quick recap because we have done an awful lot so far. So general contraindications to essential oils: don't take by mouth, avoid the eyes. If you are using around the eyes for whatever reason, be super careful and warn your clients. Don't use essential oils undiluted on the skin. So it can be dangerous and it's not as effective. Oils to avoid for epilepsy. This would be either if you have epilepsy or the person you're working on has epilepsy. They include hyssop, sage, rosemary and fennel. They can and do bring on fits. Oils to avoid for high blood pressure: hyssop, sage, rosemary, thyme, and maybe peppermint. So personally, I wouldn't use peppermint for somebody with high blood pressure, but you won't find it in any aromatherapy book or on any list, I don't think anyway. Oils to avoid for sensitive skin: basil, black pepper, ginger, lemongrass, mei chang, peppermint, tea tree. Citrus oils in general, avoid for sensitive skin. They're not the worst offenders by any stretch of the imagination. They may be able to use a little bit of them in certain circumstances. Spice oils, very sensitizing, and lemon scented oils, very sensitizing. And finally, our citrus oils are phototoxic, which will cause you to burn in the sun, or if you use a sunbed, within 48 hours of applying the oils to your skin. Just a little thing about the citrus oils actually. If you were to use citrus oils on an area that wasn't going to be exposed to the sun. I mean, I've often used them in a back massage for somebody, if they will guarantee that they will keep their back covered if it's sunny in the next 2 days. So that would be no problem at all. Question time. So this is just a little fun thing, just to see how much you've actually absorbed and just to show you how easy it is to learn something when you're really interested in it. Can you give me an example of when you might not even use rosemary? When would you not use orange essential oil? And name 2 oils, or even 2 types of oils, that you wouldn't use for somebody with sensitive skin. So, when is rosemary not safe? When is orange not safe? And name 2 oils you wouldn't use for somebody with sensitive skin. So before we go on, I'm going to shut up and give you a minute or two just to think of answers. You don't need to write them down, just think of your answers. Okay, and now we will come on to the answers. You wouldn't use rosemary for anyone who has epilepsy or anyone who has high blood pressure. You wouldn't use orange essential oil if you're going to use a sunbed or be out in bright sunlight within 48 hours after using the oil. And 2 oils you wouldn't use for anyone with sensitive skin, there's a whole list: basil, black pepper, ginger, lemongrass, snake charm, peppermint, tea tree, citrus oils in general, spice oils in general, lemon scented oils in general. So, having looked at the safety, how do we actually use essential oils? I'm going to cover 3 ways you use them. There are loads more. I could talk about how to use essential oils for days, and I sometimes do. So you can blend them with vegetable oils or creams and use them on the skin. This will really help with all different types of skins and a lot of different types of skin conditions as well. You can mix essential oils with vegetable oils, shower gel, shampoo, liquid soap, cream, and other kind of generally fatty based ingredients. Anything that you mix an essential oil with to put on the skin is called a carrier. So I hope that makes sense, okay? You mix oils with carriers and then you can then use them on the skin in various different ways. So how much essential oil would you use in a blend? We have 2 different strengths of blends that we make in aromatherapy. There's others as well, but just for now, the 1 and 2% is plenty. A 1% blend means that you use 1 drop of essential oil to a teaspoon or 5 ml of a carrier. You use a 1% blend for people who have sensitive skin, children between the ages of 1 year and 12 years, women who are pregnant, elderly, frail or convalescent people. And obviously for sensitive skin, you'll avoid the oils that are contraindicated for sensitive skin. A 2% blend of essential oils is 2 drops of essential oil per teaspoon or 5 ml of a carrier. And that is great for everyone else, as in anyone who is over 12 years of age, doesn't have sensitive skin and is not pregnant. For children who are under the age of 1, there are different blends you need to make, but we don't have time to go into that now, but it is something that I cover on the course as well in detail. So, you can also use essential oils in the bath. It's a great way to lift the mood, ease pain, help you sleep. You use different oils depending on your purpose. Lavender and chamomile essential oil is a lovely nighttime blend. It's also really good for easing pain. And to make the blend, you would put 1 drop of lavender and 1 drop of chamomile in a teaspoon of extra virgin olive oil. If you don't have olive oil, you can use a different vegetable oil, they will dissolve in that. Put your teaspoon of oil in the bath and then sit in the bath and just soak up the aroma. It is so good. It's so easy and so cheap. Third way of using essential oils is in a burner. So you may be familiar with what a burner looks like. There's a little well on top where you put the water. And then you can add 2 to 4 drops maybe of essential oils. I wouldn't be tempted to use more than that. No, don't think that because you can't smell it, therefore you need to add more drops. Remember, if you're cooking, you don't smell what you're cooking, but someone else who comes in would say, "Oh my God, the smell is lovely." Hopefully. But yeah, don't be tempted to use more essential oils. It's not necessary. And you can, if you overdo the oils, you can have the opposite effect. So you use too much of a sedative oil, you can make yourself hyper, for instance. So fill the well with water, add 2 drops of essential oil. Sweet orange essential oil is a fantastic oil to lift the mood and help to motivate you. So you're having one of those days where you need to get something done, but you can't quite seem to get up and do it. The sweet orange will have you up with the job done before you know you've even got up. It's great. So, let's see how much you know. And again, we've covered quite a lot of information there. So, can you name 2 things that you can blend as a mix essential oils with before using them on the skin? There's a lot of different things, mainly fatty based products. How many drops of essential oils would you use in a burner? And in a 1% blend, how many drops of essential oil do you use per teaspoon of a carrier? And the answers are, you can blend essential oils in vegetable oil, shower gel, shampoo, liquid soap and cream. There are other things you can blend as well, but this is plenty to be gone on with. How many drops of essential oil would you use in a burner? 2 drops is plenty. And as I mentioned, even if you don't smell it after a while, the aroma is still there and you're still getting the effect and the benefit of it. How many drops of essential oil would you use per teaspoon of a carrier, as in that would be your oil, cream or whatever, to make a 1% blend? And the answer is 1 drop. So 1 drop of oil per teaspoon of a carrier for a 1% blend. Pregnant woman, child under 12, elderly, convalescent, sensitive skin. And a 2% blend for everyone else is 2 drops of essential oil per teaspoon of your carrier. So I hope that you enjoyed that, and I hope it was nice and clear for you. If you have any question at all, let me know, and I will see you for the next lesson. Thanks a million for listening.